There you are. Did you get me into the bed?
Well, we were about ready to take the van for a little ride to see how much weight was in it. And then as soon as we went to open the door, we realized that somebody, probably Brenton, had locked us in.
It's true. I locked the keys in the van a couple times that day before we left town. Well, to be fair, Rufio locked the keys in the van the second time. After these minor setbacks, we shut the power off to the barn, going off grid, and we're on the way to Omaha to pick up Maggie.
Never be as bold as Bob Dylan.
We made sure to take the cliche, we're going out of town on a trip selfie, and made it to a big box store before we stopped to sleep for the evening. It was pretty cold. We had to layer with tons of sleeping bags, but we slept reassured knowing that warmer weather was ahead of us. All we had to do now was get past the ice. Little did we know, it wasn't going to be that easy.
God, I want to cry so bad.
I glanced into the side view mirror just in time to see a person slamming into our boat trailer. My first thought was someone had a heart attack, and they just hit us. I jumped out of the car, ran back about a half a mile to find a person standing outside their vehicle. What I found when I got back to the other vehicle was a rental with hand control for handicapped persons. The driver clearly did not know how to use the brakes and lost control. After a visual inspection of both the trailer and the axle, I deemed it safe to continue down the road. I was wrong. Soon after our first roadside tire change, we found ourselves in St. Louis in rush hour traffic with another flat tire. This time, it was on the other side. When the person hit us on the interstate, he didn't just pop the tire and bend the rim, he bent the axle. We did our best to take all the weight out of the trailer to relieve the now sprung axle and hoped for no more flats. We woke up at a rest stop just off the Florida-Georgia line. I couldn't find Neptune anywhere. I started calling for her and saw her in the woods. Each time we tried to catch her, she'd run away. So we decided to go into town, do a little bit of laundry, and take our first showers of the trip. We figured by the time we got back, she'd be ready to come out of the woods and get back in the boat. We were wrong. So we made some dinner, called for her every 15 minutes, and for the rest of the evening, walked over to the woods trying to find her. Unfortunately, after that first time seeing her in the woods, we never saw her again. What we did find were very large holes where we hope predators weren't waiting. After a few days of living at the rest stop, we realized either one of two things happened to poor Neptune. She either was picked up by somebody, as she's a very beautiful cat, or, well, we didn't want to think about the other option. It was time to face the harsh reality that Neptune was gone. All we could do now was change the tire one more time and hope that this would be the last before we got to Florida. It wasn't though, and this one was the worst yet. We were right at a point where two interstates merged. It was hair-raising to say the least, but we'd gotten pretty quick at changing tires. We'd literally blown through 7 tires by the time we got to Florida. The amount of obstacles that we had to face on the land portion of this journey alone, they were unexpected to say the least. But that's kind of the way sailing goes. When you're presented with a problem, you have to deal with it. You don't really have any other choice. Maybe that's why I'm so drawn to it. I've been known to run away from my problems before. Maybe this is my subconscious putting myself in a position where I have to face problems. Or maybe I'm just continuing to run away.
This coming round where I was sinking, oh, this road, no
If this new reality I found myself living in is in fact me continuing to run away, I'm pretty okay with it, and I found a pretty great person to run away with. So many aspects of our lives have already changed. We don't really worry about eating. It's not to say we don't eat, we just don't think about it. It's not something we do for fun. We eat so that way we have nutrients in our body so that we can keep working. And we don't work because we have to work, we work because we want to work. It's so cheap, it's so sustainable, and I love it. I feel like I could keep doing this for a long time.
No stopping now, no I never do it. We've reached this final ground, and there's no looking back. Oh, you know, no we never did. I was wondering if we'd ever get this.
If you like the music you're hearing, make sure you check out Chris Lagerband, Appropriate Grammar, and once again, Twinsmith. And if you want to hear more great Nebraska music, visit hearnebraska.org. A wonderful website ran by great people bringing great Nebraska music to the world.